What up, Guardian Tales YouTube? I'm Gacha J. This is your home for Gacha news, analysis, and reviews. Today we are looking at Noxia, and it's going to be a little different today just because I have meetings all morning, so I can't go in depth in terms of editing and how I give you that information. So bear with me. I will give you what you need to know. So first and foremost, should you roll Noxia? Before I get into all of that, I want to make sure I make something abundantly clear. My take on Noxia is twofold. Okay. Should you roll on Noxia? If you have the gems, yes, you should. You should go ahead and go for her. If you're a new player, you should go ahead and go for her. There's plenty of dark units to pair with her as a free-to-play player to make it very worthwhile to have Noxia in your party. Experienced players, if you have the gems, you should go for her. Should you feel bad if you skip her? It depends, okay? I think Noxia is going to be a part of the meta for the next month or so. I think I classify her closer to Eugene in terms of her PvP style, and not because Eugene has anywhere close to the same kit as her, but rather because her kit lacks so much utility and really doesn't bring anything to a party situation. The second that she gets modified in any way, maybe be it a debuff or even that other characters just come around and do something better than her, like what happened with Eugene, she kind of just got outranked. She doesn't really have a reason to be in the meta at all. Now, Eugene is still pretty powerful, but she's not S tier anymore. And I kind of think the same's going to be happening with Noxia, but we do have all of these archangels and archdemons that are coming out with season 2. So I honestly think that those are going to replace her a lot quicker than Eugene got phased out. So it depends on how you want to play this. If you're not someone that's looking for 4 to 5 months down the road, and that's when you think you're going to be at your peak competitiveness, maybe Noxia isn't for you. I'm putting that as a maybe because honestly, there isn't really a reason for her to be a long-lasting part of this game. There's nothing in her kit that actually looks that interesting from that perspective. She is a life-stealing minion summoning raid boss, and if you can take her down, you can take her down. There's not much counterplay that she can bring to the table. There's not much she can do. She's kind of a walking stat stick that relies on an ad, and my gosh, did they super up with damage and modifiers. So with that said, I don't think Noxia is a must summon unless you want to be competitive in the next month. I think the next month cycle Noxia is going to be pretty close to dominating the scene because there's not really a way to truly deal with her from what I've seen and what I've gathered. Now, granted, I am just a global player. I do really try hard to just look at these statistics as they come to us today, and not so much as what's happening in Korea. Why? Because we are global players. I am trying to attract the global audience, and I don't exactly think that what happens in Korea always directly applies to what happens here in America. We have seen meta differences, we have seen meta shifts, and we have seen preference changes. I think Korea is a good indicator, but it's not the end-all be-all for what we project. But I still think Noxia is going to be an incredibly powerful unit into the global PvP system. But let's break down her kit really briefly. Her normal attack is called Spirit Orb, launches spirit to enemy and inflicts range damage and restores Dark Spirit's HP by 20% of the damage inflicted. Summon Spirit summons a spirit that follows Noxia. Dark Spirit only appears during battle, and Dark Spirit either inflicts melee damage or taunts enemies already nearby. Chain abilities: Spirit Joint attack inflicts 250% of DPS range damage to the enemy with a myriad of spirits. When Dark Spirit is summoned, inflicts 250% of DPS extra melee damage. Special ability increases Dark Spirit's attack by 40% and restores Noxia HP by 40% of the damage inflicted by Dark Spirit. Guys, the main thing I want to point out to you is two things. One, this spirit can taunt. That's kind of stupid in my opinion. It already hits like a freaking truck. It has a 2 modifier on its attack, and she can increase its attack by an additional 40%. So you're looking at 240% attack in terms of how the game increases modifiers compared to the rest of the game. And then Noxia gets to heal for 40% of that. That just in its surface is pretty stupid. And then she heals the Dark Spirit for 20% of her attack, which is pretty crazy because she has about a 4 multiplier on her attacks. And then this chain ability can get upward 500% DPS. Her attack is absolutely nutty. And honestly, guys, when we're looking at the might and tank, it really doesn't make much sense to really think that these are true indicators. She falls 17 on the might scale, but remember, this is literally just Noxia. This doesn't even include her Dark Spirit because my system isn't set up for something like this. Not yet, at least. So without the Dark Spirit, she could do similar damage to freaking Future Knight and Karina. Karina, I kind of understand. She has a fairly decently DPS kit, but it's kind of there for healing as well, similar to how Noxia's kit relies closer to healing the Dark Spirit. But the fact that the Dark Spirit gets its own freaking attack and rank stats and can taunt as well, it's really, really stupid. So basically you could think of 50% of Noxia is the Dark Spirit. So if we were to jump her rank up an additional 50%, that would put her at 5th overall below Elviria. That's stupid for someone as tanky as Noxia is. And speaking of tank, not including Noxia's Dark Spirit, I mind you, not including that stupid gigantic thing that taunts you, she's already slotting in at the 8th tankiest. Okay guys, her stats are stupid broken. The only thing about Noxia that actually makes it redeeming is that she has next to 0 utility outside of that taunt. She brings next to 0 in terms of team play. In co-op settings, I think she's going to be non-existent, and for the long term of things, she might be relevant up front, but this is just a pure PvP arena type of character, and the second that it gets outscaled in terms of damage output, she's going to disappear. I mean, the tankiness is obviously a factor too, but hey, what I'm really trying to say is when she's out, she's out. There's no way she can get back in like other heroes that we see on this list. Like other heroes in the game like Nari and Marina and Mia even. There's just nothing in this kit that actually screams that she's going to be part of this. She's going to be a staple character for the rest of the game. It's just not here. Well guys, that's my brief condensed version of Noxia. I'm sorry I'm in meetings all morning. I hope you understand. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave some love in the comments below for the algorithm so you know one day maybe this is my job. Peace.